Look in the description below for supplies needed for this tutorial. Nartist back at it, this time showing you how to make this sweet ass mailbox for your 6-inch Marvel Legends. Let's begin this tutorial on how to make a mailbox. So we're gonna start off with some of that foam core. Here's a picture of it right now of what it looks like when you go to Home Depot or your local home improvement store. And here is a piece I have. This is a leftover piece from a project blade. Rule of thumb is, like, to do this tutorial, if you live with your parents or your parents pay for all your stuff, you better ask for permission to use one of these to make this project. Otherwise, if you don't live with your parents and you pay for all your own stuff, and I'm sure you probably know how to use one already. So let's make about a 2-inch. I like to go a little bit over 2 inches. So I'm going to cut this lengthwise because I want to cut squares out of this piece. So I'm just trying to line this up on the camera. So this is 2 inches. I love this type of ruler. Not lined up. So let's score it. So as you can see, I went a little over 2 inches. I want it to have some excess because we're going to sand it down and make it smooth so that the mailbox looks really nice. Anything. So we'll go ahead and keep slicing this through. So once you got your piece cut, I make my own little sanding plate for these things. So you're going to want to go ahead and sand this down and make it all nice and smooth. So let's go ahead and mark this off. 1, 2, and 1/4. Alright, so I got these all cut. To bring out our trusty hot glue gun and glue these guys together. So let's start by this guy. Now what you want to be careful is sometimes the hot glue gun, it comes out really hot and it'll burn the foam depending on what kind of glue gun you have. So just be conscious of that and blow on it or do what you got to do to make it come out the way you want. Now that we've given them time to set up and harden, let's go ahead and bring back our little sanding plate and knock back all these and just go through and sand it until it's nice and square and everything's flush. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so here's where that balsa wood comes into play. This is about 1/4 inch thick. This is left over from another project I had. So we'll grab our sanded down soon-to-be mailbox and look on here, and we're gonna need 2 of these cut out for the base of this. It's for the height and for the legs that are gonna go on, so that way it's nice and sturdy and not gonna break on you. So you can use a razor blade to cut these through. I'm actually gonna run through and use my bandsaw I've got here in my studio to cut this and make that a little bit quicker. So let me go do that really quick and come back with the squares. So we are back. I've got my 2 pieces cut. that are going to go onto the bottom of the mailbox. They're a little bit bigger, but that's okay because we're going to end up sanding everything down, making sure everything's nice and smooth and even. So let's go ahead and start off by hot gluing these two base pieces together. So let's go ahead and let that set up really quick. And then we'll go back to sanding. Now that we've let it set, let's go ahead and begin sanding it down to make it nice and smooth and even finish. So we're back. We've got this sanded nicely. Now it's time to give this mailbox its shape. So I like to, this is a cap from an aerosol can. It's about like the right size. You just want something that's round and center it. And by centering it, I mean try to have the same space between these two, where it just touches the top. That looks pretty good. So we've got that drawn on. Now we're going to bring out our sanding pad and sand this circularly. Okay, so now that we've got that sanded down nicely, you're seeing the shape of the mailbox to take place here. Next thing that we're going to do is we've got to cut out the portion of what's going to be the mailbox slot. From here to here. Okay, that's my center line, but I need to have a little space for that mailbox. So it's going to come up. Okay, when you've got that drawn on there, you're going to come in with your X-Acto or your razor blade. We're back and we went ahead and cleaned that out as best as we could, as you can see there. And it doesn't look perfect, but the little trick for that is, it's like you can't even see it. The blister bubbles from the plastic from action figures, from the blister bubble packs. From anything that you can grab that, just grab a piece and you'll want to cut it roughly the width, so you see it slips in there. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in, push that in kind of tight, come in with my Sharpie. I'll go ahead and mark that off. So see, come back in. back with the hot glue gun. And you probably can't really see it very well. There it is. It's a piece that I cut to. It's all gonna get painted. Go across this way. Just how mailboxes are. So it kind of covers it a little bit. And let's scuff this guy up a little bit. I went ahead and drew lines in here. So we're gonna go ahead and come in with our razor. You're gonna wanna come in with your pencil, sharp pencil, and just define that. And you're gonna do that for all four sides. So now we're gonna go ahead and drill the pilot holes for, for the legs, I'm using this, there you go, I think it's about 1/8 of an inch dowel rod, and it's squared. I got this, you can get it at your local home improvement store. I think they're probably like about $1 or less than $1 for a 2 or 3 foot piece. So we're gonna make the pilot holes for this, and because this one's squared, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it down, but I'll show you when I do that. So let's make our pilot holes. We're gonna want those smaller than the dowels. I already put little dots in the locations where I wanted it. So I'll get my drill with my small drill bit, and it'll give it its shape. See if you can see that. See. So you know how far it's going in right now. So you can go ahead and so we're gonna apply some hot glue in there. Based it in a gray, an acrylic paint. Acrylic gray. Now I'm gonna come in with an acrylic matte finish. See if you get that in there. English navy. It's like a navy blue. It's perfect for these mailboxes. So shake it up good. We're back. We have let this thoroughly dry. So here is our mailbox. And it has, you can see little areas where it's not perfect because of the foam. But I generally incorporate those into later, like distressing and weathering the mailbox to make it look used and aged and stuff. But anyhow, let's go ahead and do like the last final touches on this bad boy, and that would be putting these Postal Service cutouts onto the mailbox. I made these in Photoshop. I designed these to fit on this, so let's go ahead and cut these out and see how our finished product finally looks. At some point I will be putting a download link where I'll have the file for these that I made so that way you could just download them and print them out yourself free. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. So let's get these guys on. I decided to add a dowel. You can use a toothpick if you don't have any dowel. This is about the size of a toothpick. To the mailbox. to look like the handle that comes when they open it up and pull it open. So I thought I'd add that in there and place that here from photos I saw online, from photos I've seen online. So let's go ahead and get this dowel painted and add this on. Another detail that we're going to add to the mailbox is the little pull handle. Really easily, the way I make those is you could use, I'm trying to get it in focus here, paperclip. So you'll use a paperclip and then some pliers. So a little bit of pressure, punch it through. There you go. So pop your handle in. You see it. And if you'd like, you could hot glue it in just to make sure it doesn't get pulled out. Now we're going to go ahead and apply our cutouts. So let's start off this. I'm using tacky glue on this. Once you've got all the cutouts applied, you're done. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the cool pics at the end too. Later.